Hey, what's up, guys? This is Hit My Mic. Welcome back to the channel. Super excited for another non-Pokemon video. So, as you know, I'm a pretty big Pokemon collector, but I'm going on a little side quest, trying to open up and collect some of my favorite 90s fighting game franchises. And so, this time, coming off the heels of a vintage Street Fighter box opening, check that out. It's one of my latest videos. But we're gonna go ahead and do an opening on one of the most famous fighting game franchises as well, and that's Mortal Kombat. And so I know Street Fighter's gotten a lot more publicity with the movie that had just been teased at the Video Game Awards, and now I think some people may have forgot Mortal Kombat also has a movie coming out later this year. I think it's in May, so pretty stoked about that. But I've always wanted to open more of these. I want to say it's like midway Mortal Kombat. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it, but I just want to show off a couple quick mail day updates. Let me fix this real quick. In the mail, went to my PO box this morning, picked up a Street Fighter promo from PSA. This is out of 100. This is the Zangief, one of my favorite characters, the Red Cyclone. Definitely one of my favorite characters from the Street Fighter franchise. And then also on my side quests, not just fighting game stuff, but I did pick up some Magic the Gathering, the Avatar Last Airbender. I remember opening a booster box of the Weiss Schwarz collaboration with Avatar. This was like a couple years ago. But the Magic the Gathering cards are pretty awesome. They're phenomenal. Love the artwork. I have more coming in, but I'm thinking about maybe getting the play booster to open up. The collector's booster is a little steep for right now, but I think the play booster will be pretty cool. You still have somewhat of a chance to get some of those crazy chase cards, but I'm not holding my breath on that. I just think that opening that would be so fun. But let's go ahead and get into the main topic today, and that's going to be the Mortal Kombat Street Fighter cards. So I have opened one pack, and I did that on Instagram live stream, and I believe they have like cards that come from straight from the video game. I believe the first Mortal Kombat movie. Don't quote me, I can't remember. But yeah, they're not flashy. There's no hollows in it, but I think the chase cards are like the character profile. And I pulled the Shang Tsung out of my last pack that I opened, or the only pack I opened. So let's take a look. We got the Sonya Blade versus Johnny Cage. I always liked in later depictions of Johnny Cage where he just has his name Johnny tattooed across his chest. I think that's hilarious. These cards are a little sticky to each other. That's what happens with some of these old vintage era cards. We got the Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade in a different venue, so that's cool. Hey, I pulled the Shang Tsung. I wonder if this is just a common card. Got Shang Tsung, the profile, the sorcerer from Outland, or Outworld, sorry. We got Raiden versus Sonya Blade. Sonya Blade's just getting all the smoke so far in this pack. So I'm gonna put these cards together. Oh, we got the Kitana. This is the arcade preview. This was pretty cool. So yeah, definitely these cards are not going to be very gradable. Oh, we got Johnny Cage next. But yeah, I would imagine these are super hard to grade because the print quality is not the best. So let's go ahead and put this here. We got Kitana, got the Johnny Cage. Pretty cool. I was watching some videos that I believe Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of inspired the Johnny Cage character. I could be wrong, but I was listening to watching some YouTube videos about it's like a series, like 20 facts that you didn't know about, like blood sport and all that. So Johnny Cage head blow, that's pretty cool. Then we got Sonya Blade versus Sonya Blade. What the heck? And then we got Raiden's head blow to looks like Liu Kang. Yeah, so this is definitely the first Mortal Kombat video game here for sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and stack up the character profile cards and then the video game moves. I'll put this over here on the side. Super dope. Super stoked to open more of this. Got this for a really good deal. I didn't get it at the prices that are on these packs with the sticker. But considering like with eBay price, I think eBay you can buy these for like $7-8, and then there's a vendor at Frankenstein's that sells these for like $10 a pack. But I got all 7 of these for $28, and that included shipping and tax. So $4 a pack, couldn't beat that. I got Sub-Zero versus Sonya. There's a lot of cards that are Sonya Blades in. So Sub-Zero and Scorpion, that's a pretty cool one. And then speaking of Sonya Blade, I know that the actress that plays Sonya, like in the video game, was it Carrie Hoskins, and she looks exactly the same as she did, back when she filmed for the video game, which is pretty crazy. Got a checklist here. I want to pull the Goro. I've seen the Goro profile card, and it looks pretty cool. And I think it's on the bottom of the booster box. The booster box is next on my list. I got to pick it up before it starts to run away in value. We got the Liu Kang versus Raiden. Yeah, some of these cards have like some scratches and very, very poor print quality. I know even vintage card packs of other franchises and sets, you can still find mint cards, but these are kind of scratched up on the edges. Very, very poor edge wear for these Mortal Kombat cards, but they're still cool. They're gonna go in my 90s fighting game binder, so no biggie. Raiden versus Sub-Zero. I hate that I have to flip these around each time. Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Sub-Zero's Freeze. So this is pretty cool. All right, next pack. All right, so 2 packs down. We got 5 more to go, including this one. So, question for you guys watching: who was your main when you played these early Mortal Kombat games? Got Johnny Cage versus Scorpion. I really like the lore. The lore of Mortal Kombat is pretty cool. We got Shang Tsung invites Raiden. Yeah, we got the Scorpion profile. This is so dope. Yeah, the lore. I love how what's it called? They're like the elder gods. They just run amok. They get to do whatever they want. And then to sort things out, let's just have Mortal Kombat. So if you're unfamiliar with how Mortal Kombat is, I believe Shao Kahn, right? He takes over Edenia and he kills King Jared, who is the husband and the king of Edenia, and he is married to Sindel, and then his daughter is Kitana. And so the elder gods are like, whoa, bro, like you can't just do that, but we'll let you do it if you guys win 10 consecutive times in Mortal Kombat. So this story takes place thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, I think. And Outworld conquers different realms, and there's a lot of realms that are not like featured in the game per se, but in the lore it's mentioned. Like I think there's like a whole realm full of like where Reptile comes from. There's like those humanoid reptiles. They've conquered that, and so when they try to conquer Earth, they win 9 in a row, right? And so Shang Tsung is the champion, and on the 10th attempt, he runs into a buzzsaw, right? So the great Kung Lao, so the ancestor of the Kung Lao with like the cool hat with the blade on it. And so the great Kung Lao, he stops he stops it, the run by Outworld in its tracks right at the finish line. So I would imagine it's very frustrating for Shao Kahn. He's really pissed at Shang Tsung. And so each Mortal Kombat takes place like once a generation, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the winner of the Mortal Kombat gains youth and vitality, so they don't age, so they still remain in their primes, so that they can compete in the next Mortal Kombat. So the great Kung Lao, he cleans house, and then he meets the secret weapon, which is Prince Goro. So he's a half, not human, but he's half Shokan, or he's a Shokan. So he's like half dragon, half, I wouldn't say human, but you know what I mean. And yeah, so Goro, he beats the great Kung Lao. He kills him, and they go on a dominant run again. And then the next time they're at the 1 yard line, right? They just need to punch it in to be able to get 10 consecutive Mortal Kombats. These are so cool, by the way. He runs into Liu Kang. So Liu Kang beats Goro with his agility, and then he beats Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung tries to get in there, and he beats the brakes off of Shang Tsung. So he saves the Earth once more, and then so this is where it gets murky for me. I didn't play like the rest of the games, but I believe Shao Kahn tries to merge the worlds together anyways, and they invade, and it just goes. The story becomes a lot more complicated after that, but that's like my knowledge up to that point. So I guess I know all the events up until the events of Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 3 I remember playing, but I don't remember the lore per se about that. But it seems pretty cool. But got another checklist. I got the 2 checklists. That's cool. Yeah, so I have no idea about values of any of these, but again, it doesn't really matter because these are all going into my 90s fighting game binder. I noticed the last 2 packs I didn't, or at least 1 pack, we didn't get any like character profile cards. And that's interesting. But we did get a lot early on. Okay, Raiden versus Raiden. We got Liu Kang versus Johnny Cage. Actually, I'm surprised I knew a lot more about the lore than I anticipated. I just rambled on. Well, hopefully I'm accurate. Let me know if I'm not accurate in the comments. All right, we're down to our last 2 packs. So let's focus on the cards. We'll talk about lore another time, but that was actually kind of fun. I do like watching videos about like video game lore. It's like kind of like something I like to do on like when I'm washing dishes or doing some chores, right? Taking care of the house. Scorpion versus Raiden. I'm hoping for a Prince Goro profile card. I always find the memes of like who wore it better with the ponytail, Prince Goro or Ariana Grande. It's hilarious. They have like the same type of ponytail. All right, last pack magic. We got Liu Kang. Yeah, I forgot we haven't gotten the Liu Kang profile card. So last pack, and let's take a look here. Oops. All right, so we got Raiden versus Kano. I know that actor that played Kano in the movie passed away, and then rest in peace, Cary Tagawa. He played Shang Tsung. He passed away like in early December, I believe. He was like the perfect embodiment of Shang Tsung. Like there is no one that could like play Shang Tsung like him. Like he was born to play that role. That was so cool. Yeah, I remember watching that as a little kid in the 90s. Great movie. And we didn't get any more character profile cards, which was interesting. But okay, let's do a quick little recap of the main hits. I consider like the close-up profile cards as the main hits. Took them off screen real quick. So we got the Scorpion, which is really cool. We got Sonya Blade. Shang Tsung invites Raiden, Sub-Zero, and Scorpion. This is a really cool one. Then the Kitana. That's awesome. Johnny Cage, and then we have Shang Tsung. So this is my second Shang Tsung, so I'll put it next to that in the binder. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm having a blast doing these 90s video game videos. So let me know if you want to see more. I would really appreciate the feedback. Keeps me going. I do have a lot of fun making these. Mostly I do it just for myself and just to document my collecting journey on the internet. But any encouragement or any like comments, or even if you hate this, let me know. I appreciate any feedback. But anyways, guys, if you like the content, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.